Here's a really important question. What tone do you hear in your head when you read that? Because that might be a great test as to how much you understand grace. In the aftermath of sin, especially when God says, can we talk? Do you hear the sharpened voice of disappointment? Where are you, Adam? You and me need to talk right now, Eve. Or do you hear the more gentle, concerned tone of a loving father? Hey guys, what's going on? Let's talk. When God says, can we talk? It is never to condemn you. It is always to connect with you. And Paul says in Philippians, in all things, by prayer and by petition, present your requests to God. Do not minimize his power by thinking he has to, for some reason, choose between helping you with your promotion or feeding kids in Africa. His capacity is not limited like you or me. He's not like us, you guys. His ways and thoughts are beyond ours, as high as the heavens are above the earth. He knows every star in the sky, and he knows every hair on your head at the same time. What does that mean? It means he's infinite in every way, and he intimately knows your name. And what maybe you just called insignificant on the brink of prayer, he actually wants to call important. So, your pet that's sick, your kid's soccer tryouts, the wallet that you lost again, anything and everything. If it matters to you, it matters to God. And he wants to talk to you about all of it. The feeling of insignificance in God's sight is such a lie. And I'll just open up for a few minutes. If you're anything like me, the reason that you don't pray as much as you know you should is because you think at the end of the day, God is gonna do what God is gonna do regardless of you. And the only reason you pray a little bit is because you feel like you should, but because of this, you feel insignificant in your relationship with him, and your prayer life feels uninspired and certainly unchallenged, and you make up for that lack of prayer by upping your Christian podcast intake or worrying and calling it prayer. And what you and I need to hear today is James chapter 4, verse 2. That says, you do not have, if we could just get this, you do not have because you do not ask God. Now, the best way to know what that verse means is to first establish what it doesn't mean. That verse does not mean that, you know what, you're gonna have even if you don't ask, because God's got a sovereign plan and he's gonna do it regardless of you. That's not what that means. That is not a trick verse. It's not even a layered verse. It means exactly what it says. You don't have because you don't ask, which means there are some things that are good that have happened in your life up until this point, and the only reason they've happened is because you or somebody else has prayed for it to happen. And the flip side of that, there are some things that have not happened, but they could, and the only reason they haven't is because you have not asked. You do not have because you do not ask. Our word for the year is what? More. I believe this with all my heart. The more you pray, the more God will do. All prayer is good. Do not let your prayer life be bullied by inferiority, intimidation, or insignificance. Like, you ever hear that like super Christian pray so profoundly? You want to like take your shoes off because it's holy ground, and they're praying in the King James Version and these and thous and dropping every Hebrew name for God, and you're like, wow, God is definitely answering that. But then you try praying and you're like, God, sir, dad, sorry about all the things I've done, I don't know. And like, you think that just because you can't go straight to the spiritual deep end, that God doesn't want to hear from you. And what you need to hear, like, do you have any idea how much he loves when his kids wrestle through the process of figuring out how to talk to him? He has always been and will always be. He's not getting bigger and better. You're just getting to know him more, and you're realizing he's bigger and better than you thought he was all along. Your perception of God does not change God. It changes you. And as your God perspective gets bigger, a few things will start to happen in your life. You will begin to live better. You will sleep deeper. And you will start to pray bigger, bolder, and more specific. And nobody had a bigger God perspective than David, who prayed this in Psalm 33, verses 6 and 9. Picture David as a shepherd around a dying fire, singing this, writing this psalm, staring up at the Milky Way. The Lord merely spoke, and the heavens were created. He breathed the word, and all the stars were born. He assigned the sea its boundaries and locked the oceans in vast reservoirs. Let the whole world fear the Lord, and let everyone stand in awe of him. For when he spoke, the world began. It appeared at his command. David staring up at the Milky Way, as if to say, God, when I consider the heavens, who is man that you are even mindful of me? And he doesn't even have the luxury of knowing what you and me know about the universe. That out there beyond our Milky Way, David, is 80 billion plus more galaxies just like it. Which, by the way, is enough galaxies in the universe for every person on this planet to right now have at least 10 of their own. And David is going, are you serious? You breathe and galaxies fly out of your mouth. You spoke, let there be light, and the universe exploded in every direction at the speed of light. You hang constellations across the night sky like you and me would hang ornaments on a Christmas tree. Who am I that you are mindful of me and you know everything about me? You put the Marianas Trench, the waters of the depths of the Pacific Ocean, you store them in mason jars on shelves in your pantry. The ocean is no mystery to him. It does what he says because he made it. The mountains tremble before him. The stars obey him. The stars praise him. The stars are worshiping him right now because he is the maker of the heavens and the earth. And the bigger your perspective of God gets, the bigger and bolder and more specific you will begin to pray. Nobody in your life ever benefited from you playing small with your God-given talents and gifts. And nobody will ever benefit from you praying small with your God-given spirit. And sometimes we think God appreciates smaller prayers because we don't want to seem too needy. Or we think he appreciates my vague prayers so I can give him an out just in case he doesn't do it this way, as if he needs you or me to be his defense attorney to the world when he decides to answer a prayer this way and not that. He does not. And here's Mark Batterson with the mic drop quote. Bold prayers honor God, and because of that, God honors bold prayers. God is not offended by your biggest dreams or boldest prayers. He's offended by anything less. If your prayers aren't impossible to you, they are insulting to God.